Hey everybody, this is one of the access points to our pasture, and there's quite a bit of water that drains up through here. You can see corn in the background, but instead of farming this, we actually have put this into grass. So we used to farm, see where that post is there by itself, we used to farm that far down the hill, but now we got some more grass in there. And the big thing is you notice that water's pretty clean and clear running through there. With all that grass, you filter out a lot of the stuff. And we went way back up in there with grass. On a few acres, I'm talking maybe 4 acres that we used to farm that we got in grass now. And we rotate the cows around through it. Well, this is one of our access points. As you can see, we redid the fence here with some continuous fence panels. Really like the continuous fence panel. Yes, I got some weeds in here I need to get rid of. But what I was going to show you is there's a little creek down here that starts, and what we did, you can see there's a little tube there. Of course, it's hidden in the weeds where the water can go to run under it. But what we did is we made, yeah, it's a little deep in here, we made this spot to go over this stream so the cows aren't walking through the stream all the time. And you can see the water ran pretty good across here. It goes on up, and then of course you see the cows up in our pine trees that we planted for a windbreak. Got a little shed there for calves if we have them in the, in the inclement weather. We don't have any calves out here with the cows right now. But as you can see, this goes up a hill. But this structure here that I'm walking on was put in to keep the cows basically out of the little stream and give them a place to walk. And as you notice, they go up. Now, yeah, we got some water coming here, but that tube that I showed you where the water was going in, it's exiting right there. And so the water, instead of running across the top and eroding out, is actually going through a tube right there and then going on it. Now, a lot of times there's no water going through that tube. There's no water coming out that other bigger tube. There's just a tile line that goes under here, and there is actually a tile line that goes under here, and it goes down and it drains out. The neighbors on the other side of the road there, the road's that high spot along there, they got a pond over there. So that's just some of the stuff we do. And I wanted to come down here and see how it was doing, considering we just got a bunch of water. And actually, it's held up really reasonably well. Got a weed there, needs to be sprayed, cut off, gotten rid of. But as you can see, you go on down through there, there's good vegetative growth, there's good growth on the sides of these hills. We rotate the cattle in and out so they're not here all the time. But as you can see, the water comes through this point right here. There's 2 tubes underneath the, there's 2 tubes there underneath that, I don't know, stream crossing or whatever you're going to call it. We've raised it up. So the next time you see a farmer out with a track hoe or a track loader or doing something, they're actually, as you notice, this bank here is stable. They're actually doing the work so you can have the grass, you can have the green cows. On the other side of those pine trees is basically 15 acres that once again we used to farm, but we've turned into green pasture. And you have all this grass, so when you have these big rain events, the water goes through the grass and isn't in a field. Now you can no-till these fields, you can get by doing that and everything, but this is just something we have done to, for lack of a better word, to be conservation minded. And I can tell you that you're talking to somebody here who's looked at what I call some crazy conservation stuff, some stuff that was put together because probably the ground never should have been farmed to begin with. Now, I'm not talking about this ground, I'm talking about other ground. But, we tore it out of pasture, we farmed it a few years, then we put it in CRP and let the government pay us for it, where it should have been in pasture all along. My soapbox for the day. But yeah, the next time you see a farmer doing something, building a cattle crossing like this, and like I said, putting up this permanent fencing, and believe me, we like this here pipe fence. It's something we're doing. You can see the bulls up there at the barn. But it's all about trying to keep the cows up out of the stream and keeping the cows crossing this spot. And then when you get, you know, I mean, the National Weather Service, flash flood warnings, you know, everything else. But if you notice, that water spread out across there, doing a nice job of what it's supposed to be doing. And that's slowly coming down here and then basically working its way through a 12-inch, and then the other tube, it's a bigger tube, but really what's in there, that's a 6-inch overflow in that. So you got a 6-inch tube and a 12-inch tube, basically able to handle all this water that comes off of a couple hundred acres, because we kind of stack the water back up in there and let it go that way. Well, hey, just wanted to show you a little conservation work on a really wet day.